This week, Southampton Football Club announced a unique signing, but this one wasn't on the pitch. The Saints Foundation has joined forces with national magazine The Big Issue to offer vulnerable people from across Hampshire the opportunity to be vendors for their match against Swansea City, and then the possibility of future work with the club also. I went to St Mary's Stadium to find out how this partnership began. St Mary's Stadium may be the home of one of the South's biggest teams, but away from the drama on the pitch, the Saints Foundation look to make a real difference to people's lives. And in a first-of-its-kind partnership, they are looking to give those battling with poverty a hand up, not a hand out.
So we're working with The Big Issue, obviously the street magazine that's been on sale for 25 years, to pull together a special matchday magazine. So that will be on sale at the Swansea game on Saturday, the 12th of August, and with all the proceeds going to the vendors and also to support The Big Issue's work.
It's just an absolute wonderful opportunity for The Big Issue to pair up with a Premier League team, and they're taking a chance on The Big Issue, they're taking a chance on the vendors. A lot of the people we work with are all from different backgrounds, different nationalities, and we do struggle to have that exit strategy, which is you sell the magazine, you can be here for a few years, where do you go from there? Now, with the Saints Foundation, what we're doing is they have the opportunities, there could be opportunities for work. So whether you're cleaning, training to be a grounds person, could be back office maintenance. So this is for us the exit strategy. It's about getting our vendors back into mainstream employment.
So stage one is getting it out there, getting the magazine out there, getting the brand out there. But certainly, yeah, in terms of the plan is that very shortly we'll be launching a programme for vendors to come into the Saints Foundation to work with us and to hopefully be able to have some employment opportunities at the end of that with the football club. You know, they've got some great characters and we think that they fit in really well here. We're working this partnership right across Hampshire, so it's not just Southampton. It's obviously, you know, we as a football club are very much focused on Southampton, but we're working right across Winchester, Salisbury, Basingstoke, Andover, all of those places as well. We're given the opportunity to meet. One of the ideas that came out was let's do a magazine together. That was about 6 months ago, and from that point in time, you know, we've really tried to step it up and make it possible. And fortunately, that everything's come together. And the magazine's here. You know, the vendors, 14 vendors, will be here on match day on Saturday. The idea basically came from a kind of a brainstorming session between us and The Big Issue. I mean, it's a natural extension of what we've done before. We've been running a programme called Saints for Sport with the Society of St James for the last 6 years. That supports vulnerable adults, so people that might have had mental health issues, criminality issues, drug and alcohol addictions, spent time in prison, etc., etc. Really with the idea about trying to reintegrate those people into society.
The Big Issue has been sold for over 25 years now and seeks opportunities like this to help its vendors move on into a better way of life.
Many of our vendors have skills that you wouldn't know, so we try and sort of bring those skills out of them. When we started 25 years ago, I think the main thing we did was actually educate the public around homelessness. The fact is that, you know, in those doorways, underneath those blankets and those cardboard boxes and sleeping bags, there are actually human beings that with a slight, not a hand out, but a hand up, with some motivation, will actually get up, stand up, start looking at their lives differently, and actually get back into mainstream society.
And it would seem that both sides are hopeful that this will be the start of a bright future together.
It's the first relationship of its kind in the country. We want to continue with our relationship. As I said, it's a long and winding road. We know it's not going to happen overnight, where there'll be lumps and bumps along the way, there'll be a few tears, but that's the nature of the people we work with. The big issue is either the first rung on the ladder going up or the last rung going down. So you can't just sort of push people into this, So the people we'll be working with within the Saints Foundation, the vendors that will be coming through, will be the guys that are more settled, will be wanting to look on and change their lives slightly a bit better and move on that next step. It's a long, slow process. But we know the guys will get on the ladder, they'll fall off, they get on the ladder. But we're always here for them.
The football club will update fans in terms of the progress of some of the vendors across the period, and obviously put out some messages around how successful it's been on Saturday. As a magazine, yes. In the longer term, we certainly plan to work together in lots of ways.
This is Richard Stringer for That's TV.